So it's the time of year when kids all across America have either gone back to school or are going to be going back to school, which means that teachers and other educators, of whom I used to be one, are also thinking about the opportunity and challenge of working with all those young people. And as I've been thinking about that happening, it's occurred to me that as I remember my own days in August of getting ready to start teaching, in my case, high school, one of the biggest things that produced a growing sense of kind of both excitement and anxiety was, how am I going to motivate all of the students in my class to invest in learning? We know from a large body of research that student motivation is a huge challenge in America's schools today. On a recent national survey, 69% of our teachers reported that student motivation is a major challenge in their classrooms. And we also know that research has found that students' intrinsic motivation to learning because they love to learn, declines continuously from kindergarten all the way until the end of high school, or unfortunately until some students drop out, with huge decreases at the points of the jump from elementary to middle school and middle school to high school. So academic motivation is a big challenge for our kids, and it's something that we need to equip educators and parents and even students themselves with a way to approach and think about. And at Search Institute, we've tried to do that by creating a simple framework that falls under the acronym REACH, that brings big bodies of research from education and psychology into a simple way of thinking about the factors that influence a student's desire to work hard in a class or on learning in general. So the word is reach, and the 5 components of the reach model are relationships, effort, aspirations, cognition, and heart. So briefly, what does each of those mean? Relationships means building developmental relationships with kids, and that's the focus of our new research at Search Institute. In a nutshell, those are relationships in which you express care, you challenge growth, you provide support, you share power, and you expand possibilities. So that's the R. The second is effort, and that's probably the best known part of the REACH framework. It's about what is usually called growth mindset, helping a kid understand that with effort, they can improve in school and in other areas of their lives, and that their intelligence is not fixed or limited. Third is aspirations, and the aspirations piece is making sure that young people have a clear sense of their possible selves, a positive vision of what they can be in the future, and critically connect their ability to become that possible self to the things they do or don't do every day. Sometimes I think that aspirations category can best be summed up with the simple phrase, think forward, act now. The fourth is cognition, which is helping kids think about their thinking. In particular, understand that their brains are not things that they can't control, and that in fact we know that all of us have what we might call a hot brain and a cold brain, and a hot brain that reacts quickly and without thought and deliberation to keep us safe and to handle situations that don't require or in which there isn't time for comparing different options, and a cool brain that is designed to actually do exactly that. And that when kids become aware of the fact that they can think about their thinking, their ability to manage learning and to persist through difficulties and distraction can increase significantly. And finally, heart. And that's helping kids understand, what is my spark? What do I love to do? What gives me meaning and enjoyment? And also their truest values. What makes me a good person? Am I optimistic? Am I there for my friends? Am I conscientious? Am I humorous? When a teacher knows these 5 things about a kid and works on these 5 things, building relationships, helping them understand that effort can produce intelligence, helping connect their aspirations to their current actions, helping them practice metacognition, thinking about their thinking, and knowing the students for their sparks, their values, what's in their hearts, their best selves, we're finding in our work with schools that it can produce significant and even sustained improvements in students' motivation to learn. That probably makes a very complex task sound too quick and too simple, but I hope the REACH framework gives you a way to think about the complex task of helping kids invest in learning in themselves as you start your work this fall. Good luck.